Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole and today, right hot off the press, we have the Valve Steam Deck, which is basically Valve's own handheld. You can see right here, this is apparently what they are showing, and it offers you your complete Steam library on the go, and it looks very much like a Nintendo Switch handheld mode. Definitely more buttons. That's kind of neat. It doesn't look as cheap as, let's say, the Steam controller looked like. Yeah, this looks very much like a Nintendo Switch. I wonder what hardware they're using. So the Steam Deck is available to reserve now in selected regions and will begin shipping in December 2021. Choose which version to reserve below. When inventory is available, customers will be notified and the order to reservations were made to make the purchase. A carrying case starts with €419. Apparently it's $400. This is 550 with faster storage. It has an NVMe SSD in it. Huh. That's interesting. 500 gigabyte for $679. Premium anti-glare etched glass. Huh. Okay. The reservation will open on Friday. Okay. We partnered with AMD. Oh, that's interesting. To create Steam Deck's custom APU optimized for handheld gaming. It's a Zen 2 Plus. A Zen 2. Wow. Okay, that's a 3000 series. So the Ryzen 3000 series plus RDNA 2 powerhouse, delivering more than enough performance to run the latest AAA games in a very efficient power envelope. Your Steam library anywhere. Once you have logged into Steam Deck, your entire Steam library shows up just like any other PC. You'll be able to find your collection and favorites exactly where you left them. Control with comfort. The Steam Deck was built for extended play sessions. Wherever you're using thumbsticks or trackpads, with full-size controls positioned perfectly within your reach. The rear of the device is sculptured to comfortably fit a wide range of hand sizes. Giggity. Alright. We would definitely check that out. There is a dock too. The official dock props up your Steam Deck while connecting the external displayed wired networking, USB peripherals, and power. Wow! So this is really just a Nintendo Switch Steam Edition. The official dock will be sold separately. More information coming soon. That's... Why is there a reservation fee? Okay. That's kind of crazy. Let's go to the Steam Deck website. Oh, there we go. There we go. It looks good, but yeah, I'm also kind of curious. Wow, that's actually big screen. Like maybe she has some small hands, but that is some relatively big screen. Huh. I wonder how long you can actually run this hardware. Like, let's be honest here. Chances are pretty high that most developers will probably not optimize for the handheld. Right? That they would just say, hey, if it runs on the machine, sure. If it doesn't, who cares? Well, I think. So how long can you actually run this? Before you have to buy new hardware, like how many years? Steam Deck runs the latest AAA games and runs them really well. I mean, this is probably 720p because you don't need more. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about the battery swaps. I'm actually talking about like how long will the hardware be able to run the newest games. You know, that's the point I want to make. Because you're literally just playing your Steam library, and at what point, like 3 years, 5 years afterwards, do you have to upgrade the hardware? You know? That's the point I try to make. Because when you compare to the Nintendo Switch, keep in mind that when you're bringing games to the Nintendo Switch, the games are optimized for the Switch. Third-party games and first-party games. So I could be curious. Stream Deck starting shipping December 2021 in the United States, Canada, European Union, and the United Kingdom. Love how they have to mention that now. Okay. Let's have a look about the hardware. Let's see what we got here. So again, they are running a Ryzen Zen 2, which is a 3000 series, and RDNA 2, which is the 6000 series with GPU. Okay, I'm very curious about the specs. Then we have the comfort. The Stream Deck was built for extended play sessions, wherever you're using thumbsticks or trackpads. Full-size controller, there's a touchscreen, makes sense, trackpads. Oh, there's the gyro. Interesting. So basically what also the Nintendo Switch offers to a certain degree. Doom Eternal. Fast storage. That they're actually building in NVMe 2 is super interesting. High Wi-Fi audio. (40-watt-hour battery. Maximum battery life of approximately 7 to 8 hours. That's pretty good. 7 to 8 hours is nothing to sneeze at. That's actually really, really good. If you were gaming the whole time, phew. Okay, they have USB-C. That's good. So 4 to 5 hours for gaming. Probably because they say maximum battery life. Yes. I will build a quick suspend resume feature into the Steam OS. Oh, it's using Steam OS, okay. I would love them to see doing that with the real Steam. Expand your library with a micro SD card. That's neat. Use the deck as a PC, because it is one. I mean, then again, like if they're really giving you a Zen 2 and an RDNA 2 for $400, that's actually pretty cheap. And if you can connect that to a monitor and you can use it as a PC, again, that's pretty cheap. Browse the web, watch streaming video, or do your normal productivity stuff. Install some other game stores, whatever. Wow. So you could technically use this as a mini PC. Factorio. That's a different topic. Let's not talk about Factorio. Huh. Yeah, that's super interesting. Tech specs. Oh, there we go. There's a microphone in it. Another microphone. No Factorio. Great game. Has unfortunately some problems behind the scenes, to say the least. That's neat. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Ah, so it's a Zen 2 with 4 cores and 8 threads. Running about 2.4 till up to 3.5 gigahertz. So I would assume this is a Ryzen 3600 then? It sounds like the Ryzen 3600. That's what this sounds like. Okay. And RDNA 2 CUs sounds like a like a 6700 maybe less. 16 gigabyte of RAM. DDR5 RAM. Damn, that's pretty good. Huh. Oh, it's a 6:10 aspect ratio. Dear Valve, a lot of games still have issues with 16:10. Just saying. Like, there are unfortunately still a good amount of games coming out nowadays where when you are running 16:10, especially games coming from Japan. So we will see how that goes. Refresh rate 60 Hz, so you could technically run the games at 60 FPS. That's good. That's good. Bluetooth 5.0. Damn, my freaking Nintendo Switch doesn't even do Bluetooth. Just saying. So cool. Stereo, dual microphone. Okay. Power. 45 watt. Oh, USB Type C. That's fine. 600. That's okay. SteamOS. And it has a desktop. And there's the power station. Yeah, the official dog. Damn. I'm curious about the software stuff. Yeah, 7 inches. Yeah, totally. I really wonder. Okay, your Steam library everywhere. Steam just works on deck. Makes sense because they're using Steam OS, which they have been working on for quite some time. The quick access could be really cool. Do we have some gameplay? Okay. A new Steam operating system. On Steam Deck, your games run on a different operating system than the one on your desktop PC. It's a new version of Steam OS. Built with Steam Deck in mind and optimized for handheld gaming experience, it comes with Proton, a compatible layer that makes it possible to run your games without any porting work needed from developers. For Deck, we are vastly improving Proton's game compatibility and support for anti-cheat solutions by working directly with the vendors. Hold on to your butts. It's a Linux system. Okay. I mean, we knew that before. All right. I mean, that's curious. I'm really curious about the Proton stuff that they are promising. Hey, developers, you have to do no work whatsoever, which is kind of fascinating and should help with a lot of devs to get them on the system, because I'm really, really curious how developers react to this. Let's have a look at this before we are talking about it. No porting required. Steam Deck runs on SteamOS 3.0, and thanks to Proton, your build will likely work right out of the box. I love the likely. Likely. To learn more about how to test your game, make your game even better on deck, or request a developer kit. Okay. So you can optimize it for it. So I would love to hear about like developers supporting this, because I mentioned this before, right? Like one of my biggest concerns is something similar happened with GeForce Now, where GeForce Now just said everyone, hey, as long as you have Steam, you can use your Steam library to play everywhere. Right? And then GeForce Now came out, and developers and publishers were like, whoa, wait a second. Nobody has asked us. We didn't give our consent. Not sure if we want this. And then, of course, NVIDIA started to work with them, gave them a good amount of money, and slowly but surely developers were like, okay, money, yeah, cool. And I'm interested to see if the developers will be okay with this, because it's always a different thing. If you're releasing a game on Steam, it's been seen as neutral ground because it's on the PC. This is why we have Microsoft on there, PlayStation even, and all the other third-party developers and publishers. But the moment you're starting to produce your own hardware, you are changing the game. You are changing the game in the way that you are now becoming competition for Xbox or even for PlayStation. So I am really curious to see the reaction of developers and publishers here, and if they knew this was coming. That is like the biggest question I have right now. How do devs and publishers react to this? I'm absolutely curious about it. And you know what? Let's have a look. Let's see if we already have some developers or publishers who are if they already have some thoughts on this. Let me see. Okay, there are no news regarding this. Let's see what's going on the good old Bluebird platform, aka the Twitter. Let's have a look. Let's see. Maybe they have to focus, right? Like they have to check it. But yeah, it seems like that a lot of developers and publishers have been kind of concerned. Well, not really concerned about this, but they don't really have talked about this. They didn't apparently really know about this. So I'm really curious what the first statements will be. Really curious about this. And then again, the next question I have is, dear Valve, how long do you want to support this? I remember Steam Link, I remember the Steam controller, and they're relatively easy platforms to throw away. Like, they are still usable. It's not like they are running out of juice or anything, and you don't sell them anymore. So it's not really like people are losing out on stuff. Yeah, the Steam box. I totally forgot about the Steam box. Holy moly. Steam Machine. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Thank you, chat. This is a commitment. And if you're deciding in a year or two that you don't want to do this commitment anymore, and you leave the people out there to dry, you should be very careful about that. Like, again, you have killed off a good amount of projects. So, yeah. Like, I'm really curious. And even though this is considered a handheld, I think this can actually directly compete with the consoles. Because it has a docking station. You just need a monitor for it, right? And you can take it on the go. Like, this could be actually competition for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series. Now, that of course also means that Valve has to do the marketing, and in comparison to what PlayStation and Xbox can do with marketing, yeah, not even remotely close. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. I'm like, we have to wait. We have to wait how the reviews are. Like, IGN was apparently able to test out the Stream Deck, but they didn't really do like a review about it, especially not the tech specs. And I think tech is one of the most important things here. But if it works, that could be big for PC gaming. Because the problem with PC gaming was always you didn't really had like something to take with you. This is why Microsoft and of course the other companies out there are trying to push cloud gaming, right? Because they saw the limitations of PC, but they also know that a lot of people want to take their PC games with them. So it made pretty much sense for them to say, okay, well, having like a handheld PC, too expensive, too much work. Let's do cloud instead. Especially in countries where not everyone has like a lot of money. And now Valve is coming in and is like, well, we have a solution here. So I think it's hard to compete with a phone. A $99 controller attachment and Game Pass Cloud at this point. Sure, yeah, that's a good point. But keep in mind that you are still very much limited to the Game Pass. And that means that there are still games missing. So if you are really somebody who has already built up a Steam library over the years, And there could be a chance, you know. I totally see what you were saying, Legend. Like in comparison for countries where money is really not growing on trees, right? Where a lot of people have problems with money, but they still want to play video games. That is still the best option. Getting your Game Pass, getting like a phone attachment or something like that, you will not get it any cheaper than that, ever. But I could see in countries where they make a decent amount of money, this could be a real alternative. And like, keep in mind, I assume you don't need an internet connection to play those games. If they're not like online games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, and so on and so forth, right? Like you don't probably need an internet connection to play Hades. But on the xCloud, you need that internet connection. So if you are in a region where internet is just shit or costs too much, then yeah. Like, it is curious, but we have to see where it goes, really. Like, there are a lot of details. A lot of them. And I'm really curious about it. Will I buy it at some point? Maybe? Maybe not. Like, let's be honest here. They're telling you that you can buy the first version for, what was it, $400? But it's only a 64 gigabyte SSD, or not SSD, like a eMMC. Come on, 64 gigabyte. What do you want to install? One game? Like, you need a bit more. Yeah, eMMC. You need a bit more than that. So that $400 option, I wonder how much usage it will see. You know, I'm curious about that. But we will all see. We will see. Like, this thing is not shipping before December, so that's still a good way off. And I'm curious what they will deliver on, and how people and critics will in the end think about it. But my interest is definitely piqued, and then we will see. Alright, but with that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click on the like button on your way out. If you didn't like this video, well, the dislike button is right next to it. And if you're also new to the channel, you want to see more gaming news, reaction videos, and gameplay for Lost Ark, Final Fantasy, and so on and so forth, then you came to the right channel, and I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe to the channel and also click the bell icon so that you are getting informed when the next episode goes online. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Stay safe.